Am I the asshole for not allowing my kids to attend a family reunion? My kids were invited to a family reunion on their father's side. I am adamant about them not going because I know their aunt will be there. Their aunt, from the day they were born, has been trying to take my kids from me and their father to claim as her own. At first, it was out of jealousy. Then it became out of spite. She is unable to have kids, and the state has deemed her unfit to adopt. With my eldest, she made a comment, though now she tells everyone it was a poor joke, that she was going to take him home with her after he was born. Just walk out of the hospital. I took it as a threat. Later, when I became pregnant with my second child, she demanded I hand him over to her as she wants a chance to experience motherhood. Again, I took this seriously and told her no. Without hesitating, she demanded I be a surrogate for her and her husband. When I refused, we started getting bi-monthly Child Protective Services calls claiming we were unfit parents. After a certain time, I confronted the caseworker over coffee, giving their aunt's first name and last name, as well as her husband's, to see if they were the ones making these false claims. They were. Our caseworker advised to drop all contact with her and her husband, to move and not tell them where. And she, the caseworker, would make a note of the aunt's relationship with us to flag them as false reports. After following the Child Protective Services worker's advice, we have gone nearly 8 years without a call or threat. My kid's father and I haven't been together in a while, though we do co-parent and agree to keep our distance still from his sister. My ex told me his parents want our children at an upcoming family reunion. I was hesitant, as I asked if their aunt was going to be there. He answered, probably, with great dislike. This is where I might be the asshole. I called his parents and told them I don't trust their daughter. They know why, as we had this discussion before, but they say they don't believe their daughter would do that. It's not my place to change their minds, but I am the mother to my children. I told them as long as she and her husband weren't going to be there, or if my ex was going, which he wasn't, I would allow them to go. But if she's going, they aren't. They think I am holding on to the past, and it should be a time for reconciliation. But I think that's a pretty big thing just to get over. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for not allowing my high school reunion to happen at my bar? I'm a 25-year-old male from the UK, but it's a tradition with my old secondary school, also known as high school, that term is quickly becoming more popular here, to have unofficial reunions. By unofficial, I mean it's usually just some classmates from school who organize the thing on Facebook. With my school, the reunions would always take place at this nice bar in my town centre. It's a very popular bar here, but the previous owners went to the same school as me, so they had an understanding with former classmates who wanted to host a reunion there occasionally. So for that day, the bar would always be reserved for the reunion. As I said, it's a small town. Around last year, I took ownership of that bar. I own quite a few properties and run my own business, but I thought this property would be nice on the side. So a few months ago, I get an invite on Facebook for a high school reunion at this bar. This surprised me because they clearly must have been unaware that it's me who now owns the bar. They must have just assumed things were as they were. I wasn't bullied in high school per se, but I was treated like I was below others, especially in the social standing. People would often have a condescending vibe towards me, like I was beneath them, and sometimes I got snarky comments that I was a virgin and loser and weirdo, etc. The girl who organized this reunion would often have this vibe towards me and make snarky comments towards me, e.g., still being a loser playing Xbox and getting no girls. I decided that I wouldn't allow this reunion to happen at my bar and that I wouldn't attend. I posted a message on my Facebook page saying that I now own the bar and that I wouldn't allow it to take place at my bar. This immediately angered people, as they were looking forward to going to that bar and getting free drinks. But I said it's my choice. Some days after, the girl who organized it saw me at the bar and called me selfish, an asshole, etc. I said that it's my choice, and that she can go elsewhere, that I'd prefer to run the bar as usual. I told this to my friends, and they said I was slightly asshole-ish. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for leaving my family reunion? I, a 23-year-old female, was in a relationship with my ex, a 24-year-old male, for 3 years. It was incredibly toxic, and there was serial cheating. He was controlling, and I eventually left him after many, many chances and strong support from my 23-year-old female cousin and best friend. He was a creep, and I got a restraining order after I saw him skulking around my house. We broke up almost 2 years ago. It's important to note that the restraining order expired. His parents are friends with my parents. They go way back. And they didn't stop seeing each other when we broke up, which I understand. They've been friends since high school. It's important to note that my parents are stereotypical Asian parents, overbearing, hovering, and old school with high expectations. They were devastated when we broke up and have been pressuring me to get back together with him because we were meant for each other. They don't know why we broke up. I've considered telling them before, but they would never understand. I did tell them that I never wanted to see him again. Anyway, so I attended a family gathering the other day. I hate them, but my parents make me go. I stood with my cousin in the corner, and it was almost like a movie. She gasped and subtly nudged me. I turned around, and there he was. He'd been invited by my parents. I pulled them into a corner and told them that I was going, or he was. They told me to give him another chance, and I refused, obviously. They wanted to know what he'd done, and I gave them a brief summary. They reacted exactly like I thought they would. They told me I was a liar, that I was overreacting, and to move on. My cousin pulled me out of my parents' house, and I haven't responded to anyone's texts or emails. But I'm wondering if I'm the asshole for leaving and making a scene. Should I have just stuck it out? Edit. Even if my parents did know about the restraining order, they'd probably just say it's bullshit or that it was in the past or something. That's their normal response to things they don't care about or interfere with their plans.
Am I the asshole for not wanting my vacation to be a family reunion? Background. My boyfriend, a 27-year-old male, and I, a 26-year-old female, have been together for almost 5 years. For our last 2 anniversaries as of March, we flew to Florida to stay at my Nana's snowbird condo. She stays there January through April every year. It's perfect because we only pay for flights and activities, without paying to stay there. And I adore my Nana, as does my boyfriend, so it's been a great way to spend a week with her. This past trip, my sister and her boyfriend, both 24, invited themselves even though I didn't tell them the exact dates we'd be there. Then my parents booked flights, and all of them came the same dates we were, even though it was my mom's 3rd trip in as many months. At first, I thought it'd be fine, as I told my mom explicitly this was my vacation, not a family one, and we'd spend some time together. But the point was mine and my boyfriend's plans are ours alone. She claimed she was okay with it, but we spent half the trip arguing over daily plans and how we weren't spending enough time together as a family. Sigh. Plus about how late we stay up or sleep, how we need to get outside more, and why we are doing this instead of that, etc. My boyfriend and I agreed that next year we would just go ourselves. Since the first year, when it was just us plus Nana, of course, was absolutely perfect. My mom has already been mentioning how that trip can become a yearly reunion for all of us, since my boyfriend and I now live across the country from them. I haven't outright told her no yet. We've been fighting about an upcoming trip in 2 weeks, so I didn't see the need to fight about one in 8 months also. And I've just been changing the subject when it comes up. I fully intend to have that discussion once this other argumentative trip is over. But am I the asshole for not wanting my annual anniversary trip to become the new family reunion? And just wanting it to be about my boyfriend and I spending a week together with my dear Nana? Edit to add, the trip wouldn't be until March 2021, if it is deemed safe at that time. Edit to, just to be clear, my parents visited me across the country, pre-pandemic, for nearly a week almost every month for 7 months, so we definitely get enough family time. Also, the only reason I act like I have veto power on if they come to my Nana's condo is because my mom has been asking me if it's okay if she makes it a reunion every year for us all.
Am I the asshole for being sarcastic at a family reunion? So, one side of my family is very large, and before COVID-19 happened, we had a big reunion every summer. I'm very adamantly child free, while most of the rest of the family have multiple kids, whom I adore. Now, they respect my wishes and don't judge me, except one particular person. She has 5 kids, all from different men. Normally, that's none of my business, and I don't give a fuck. But this day, she had a few vodkas and said in a very mean tone, "When are you going to settle down and have kids like us normal folks?" I replied, "Whenever you decide to have more than one pregnancy by the same dude." I got a lot of laughs, and she just huffed away to sleep it off. The next morning, my mom said it was very rude of me to say that. Pretty much, I am indeed the asshole.